You're welcome back to Dateline Abuja. I still have with me the Minister of Interior, retired Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazau. You're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
The porosity of the Nigerian border remains a great concern for us, and especially at this time, we've had the federal lawmakers observing that, for instance, this issue of a cattle rustling experience is even part of foreigners coming into Nigeria, and we don't produce weapons here in Nigeria, so we're having a lot of them coming across borders. What is the plan? Is there any plan, or are there any plans to secure our borders, especially at this time, even further?
Yeah, I quite agree with you. Our borders are porous. There are about 1,700 entry points. Most of them are illegal entry points. Out of that, only about 87 are manned. So that is a serious issue in terms of border security. Don't forget two additional challenges to that, the ECOWAS protocol of free movement. Another challenge which I mentioned earlier is the fact that, cultural affinity in terms of even the language, the religion, common among border communities. In fact, as a matter of fact, some of them are blood relations. You find somebody who is in Cameroon, it's a blood relation of somebody who's in Nigeria. So there are those challenges. So I agree that now the question is, how do we handle that? One, we have to look at the activities involved. Terrorism is a cross-border issue. You can see a lot of movements. Some of the those who are part of this Boko Haram insurgency, you find them coming from other areas, not necessarily Nigeria. There's a cyber issue too, which of course that doesn't even have anything to do with physical border. So how do we deal with that? I think we need to apply technology to physically man our borders using human beings. It's not possible. We need technology. But following the technology, we need rapid response capability so that when something is being monitored using technology, we also have the ability to deal with that situation. And that the ability can only come through rapid response capability. So we using the police, the immigration, the civil defense, they must have the ability to move from one point to another within the shortest possible time in order to deal with the situation.
This issue of insurgency started in the late 2000s, and then suddenly we have such a big issue in our hands right now. And then thinking about that, it appears cattle rustling is starting just that way, and it's becoming even more prominent here. And then lawmakers are becoming concerned. They're saying that it might even, become bigger and a worse issue than the Boko Haram insurgency. Are we expecting any clear policy on that, on cattle rustling in Nigeria?
Well, as far as I know, a lot of, concern about that. It's not only cattle rustling, but also the issue between herdsmen and farmers, which is also has some relationship with that. that is an issue that, that must be tackled. I know that for one, I met with the Kano State Governor of recent. There are a lot of efforts they are doing. To the extent that there are some of the castle rustlers, people who are involved in it, came out to confess their involvement and needing, rehabilitation, needing forgiveness. But of course, that is for the state government to handle. So a lot of efforts are being made to ensure that, the needed security is provided. And also, there is no way to run. You can run, but you cannot hide. To be able to track down the perpetrators up to where they even sell them. Some of them, rustle cattle and sell them, take them, for instance, to Lagos or somewhere else to sell them. So where a lot of efforts are being made, and I want to tell you that the Nigerian police, the civil defense, are doing quite a lot to track down those. But the most important thing is to prevent it from happening. We need to provide the adequate security. We need to identify the route. We need to identify the hotspots. And that is the kind of thing we are doing right now. And that is why part of what is in the plan here in the ministry is to have a multi-agency situation room whereby we'll be able to have 24/7 real-time information on some of the activities that has to do with public safety and security. So we'll be able to monitor some of these things.
Thank you so much for sharing your opinion on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your mails as always. Do keep your views and comments coming using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. You can also let us know anything happening within your area, especially if you are in the nation's capital. Don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. You can make your comments after viewing the videos. Always remember to include your name and where you are writing us from. I am Omelogo Nnadi. See you next time.